I used to go to the gym about 3 or 4 times a week, and I'd usually ride the bus back home afterward. One Sunday evening, I missed my regular bus, so I had no choice but to wait for the next one, which was already running late. My parents were out that evening, so calling them wasn't an option, and taking a cab was too expensive. So I sat inside the bus shelter and waited. It was bitterly cold that night. A thin layer of snow had started to settle on the pavement, and the streets were empty. With nothing to do, I pulled out my phone and put on some music. Nearly an hour had gone by, and I hadn't seen a single person. Until I caught movement in the corner of my eye. A man was slowly approaching the shelter. He was bundled up in thick, tattered clothing and looked a bit unstable on his feet. I avoided eye contact, hoping he'd just pass by, but instead he sat down at the far end of the shelter and locked eyes with me. He seemed off, like he wasn't fully aware of where he was. Slurring slightly, he asked, "When's the next bus?" I pulled my earphones out and replied, "Probably. Delayed. The snow, I guess." He didn't say anything back, just stared for a moment, then began mumbling to himself. I felt uneasy, so I acted like I was texting someone on my phone. After a few minutes, I glanced up. He had moved closer. I looked away again, then heard the faint sound of him shifting even nearer. I turned and asked, "You all right?" He leaned in, his eyes unfocused, and raised his arm toward me. That's when I grabbed my backpack and bolted down the street as fast as I could. I didn't stop until I reached the next bus stop, heart pounding. I looked behind me. He was gone. Relieved, I sat down, leaned my head back against the glass, and waited. Suddenly, knock, knock, knock! I jumped. He was staring at me from the other side of the shelter wall. "What is wrong with you?" I shouted, panic rising in my voice. He began walking around the shelter toward me. "Stay back!" I yelled. I wanted to run, but my backpack was still on the bench beside him. Then he lunged at me. I dodged just in time, and he crashed face first into the concrete. I froze. There was blood coming from his face. I tried shaking him, speaking to him, but got no response. I immediately called 911. When the police and medics arrived, they checked his ID and found a photo in his wallet, a picture of him with a boy who looked eerily like me. They later explained that he had been on strong prescription medications and had suffered a mental breakdown. Apparently, he had lost custody of his son some time ago and had never recovered. They said he might have mistaken me for the child he lost. That was the last I ever saw of him. After that night, I got my driver's license as soon as I could, and I haven't taken a bus since.